All right, let's do this. My name is Joe. These are just opinions. I am JoePinionated. Today, the 25 best songs from Metallica. Number 25 from 1988's And Justice for All, going Blackened. So that's the opening track, and this album's famous for you can barely hear the bass on any of it. They've turned down Newstead. They're dealing with the death of important piece of their thrash metal band. If Burton had passed away and Jason Newstead had stepped in. And yeah, I guess they didn't trust Jason at this point, but they turned him way down. This album has a different sound, and it's an awesome album. Blackened, though, the opener, incredible. Number 24 from the album Load 2006, I think, or no, 1996. Sorry, I'm going with the song Hero for the Day. I'm not crazy about the Bob Rock years at all, really, but I kind of did like a few tracks sprinkled here and there. I get a bit excited about, and then I get halfway through the album and realize it's another Bob Rock thing. And their first album with Bob Rock is good, self-titled, the Black Album, and Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood's really good. But after that, I mean, even Load was just kind of a bit of a disappointment, but I did like Hero for the Day. So I did like a few tracks off of Load and Reload, and so I'll give them some love. Number 23 comes from 2016 off of Hardwired to Self-Destruct, a real bounce back album for these guys, one of their best ones in, well over a decade. I'm going with the track Murder One. Lemmy's in the video. I got to meet the director of the video once. He's a Canadian. Fell in love with it because of the video, and this whole album is really full of awesome heavy metal, thrash metal tracks. Hardwired Self-Destruct. I'm pretty sure this album was also produced by Metallica again, right? Or co-produced by Metallica. Anyways, up next from their debut album, Kill 'Em All, going with the opener, Hit the Lights. I love the way James sounds on this first album. So raw. It sounds so young, but belting it out and giving her his all. And just a great punk-driven, heavy album. Then yeah, Hit the Lights. That's the introduction to Metallica. I love the cover with the sledgehammer and the blood. Number 21 from And Justice for All, going with the frayed ends of Sanity. That's off the back end of the album. A lot of uncommon time signatures, keeping that Cliff Burton thing going with this album, and trying to, Cliff was, a big reason why they were so on a leading edge of thrash metal for the 80s. You can see they're missing a piece of them with this album, but still it comes through. The heavy guitars, the heavy drums, they come through, especially on tracks like, for me, Frayed and Sanity. Number 20 from the same albums, Harvester of Sorrow, same thing, just sounds mean. This album, I always think about Pink Floyd Animals, just that sort of mean edge that Roger carries throughout it. I really hear that, the anger, the stages of grief these guys are going through in this album. Number 19, it comes off the debut, Kill 'Em All. I'm going with, from 1983, go with the track Whiplash. It was really hard to air guitar to this song, and that was kind of, when I was discovering these guys, I was once again like around 10 years old, and we were listening to them as much as we could. Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Ozzy were all pretty big around the time I was discovering Metallica. I was discovering those other things. Ooh, can you play like that? Like listen to Kurt on Whiplash. Just thinking they were the greatest ever at this point. Number 18 also comes off a Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and that's Moth into the Flame. I think it's probably the catchiest song off the album. Number 17 from 1991's self-titled Black Album, going with the big hit Enter Sandman. Maybe outside of Dr. Feelgood, I think that the production on Enter Sandman, the song, is Bob Rock's shining moment, his best. I love the way that Kurt's guitar sounds on this album. I really do. And I love that they went in a different direction. And they needed something, obviously, somebody else in there pushing them and doing stuff without Cliff on the previous album. There's certainly a hole there. I wish they didn't push in this direction as much as they did, but they did. They still call this thrash metal at this point, but there's some songs that are clearly not thrash metal on this album. Enter Sandman from 1991 is probably their biggest hit. It's got to be close. If it's not their biggest hit, I'd be shocked. Enter Sandman, cool music video. Still like it to this day. I still think it's a really good song. It's almost to the point where, I'm not getting super excited about it anymore, but it's still a really good song. It's like Thunderstruck. Number 16, going to the title track, And Justice for All from 1988. Just love the opening guitars and the drums kicking in, the intros on Metallica. They're one of the best intro bands ever, like the opposite of The Cure. I did a Cure deep dive. This one thing I found with The Cure is that every single song, it's like, there's no words for at least the first minute. or for the most part anyways. It's like, come on guys, let's go. Just really setting the pace slow. And Metallica, you usually got some sort of like lightning or thunder or gong going off in the, within the first 10 seconds of every track. And the song just kind of explodes after this beautiful little melody at the start. Maybe 30, let's see how many seconds in. It's the 30-second mark on this one. And Justice for All, followed up by another title track from their second album, Ride to Lightning. One with Ride to Lightning. This album, Ride to Lightning and Master of Puppets, are just so much more polished than Kill 'Em All, but almost a different sound, really. I could see a lot of people love Kill 'Em All. That's their favorite Metallica album, and I understand why. Because it's just them. It's very raw. It's like Appetite for Destruction for GNR, where it's just a different place in time. It's like a one-off in their career, and then they come out with these other, the Illusions albums are like Ride to Lightning and Master of Puppets for me, where it's just like so much more polished. Every song is, for the most part, really good. I love Ride to Lightning, title track. Let's go for it. Great song. They play it live quite a bit. Number 14 from Master of Puppets, 1986. Is that 86? The Thing That Should Not Be. Very similar opening to this one as Injustice for All. This is a very well produced album. One of the best sounding metal albums of all time. The Things That Should Not Be is song number 14. The Things That Should Not Be. Number 13 from 1991's Black Album, produced by Bob Rock, going with Nothing Else Matters. Once again, more from when I was a kid and kind of getting into Metallica. Do I like this song? It's sort of it's got some sentimental, core memory stuff going on with Nothing Else Matters. Nice, easy one, pick along and learn. One of the first ones to try to, learn a little bit on the guitar. Nothing Else Matters. Number 12, something that I could never attempt to play on guitar, Battery from Master of Puppets. Well, maybe I got the Metallica formula, because I just checked, and this one takes 30 seconds to kind of kick in and for the lightning to crash and all that stuff to happen. But the soft opener at the start of Battery, and then just balls to the wall, pedal to the metal, thrash, punk, thrash metal, heavy metal, death metal. The album is apocalyptic and incredible lyrics, especially a lot of protest lyrics throughout this one, similar to War Pigs from Ozzy years prior. Great themes to these early albums. Number 11, going with the big single from Injustice for All, One. The music video for this one was probably the first time I really knew, Metallica was, or had a really good idea who they were. Watching this video, it scared me. I was that young. Again, been scared of a lot of artists that I've been talking about lately, but that's when I discovered them, when I was young enough and still pretty innocent and hadn't seen a lot of sort of stuff. So yeah, Metallica One. Cool story about this guy who's been I think blown up and got blown to smithereens in war and laying in a bed and can't walk and can't talk and it's got no arms and legs, and he's signaling the nurses, to just, that's it for me. One, great. Watch the music video. I think the music video is incredible, and I love their performance of this on the Grammys. Number 10 comes from Ride to Lightning. It's a live favorite, Creeping Death. If you go to a Metallica concert and you don't see Creeping Death, I feel sorry for you. It's a staple of their live show, and it's one of their best early tracks, up there with the greatest of all time thrash metal anthems, Creeping Death. Number 9 from Master Puppets, Leper Messiah. Once again, just love the way the chunky guitars sound on this album, all moving in unison, and some of my favorite drumming from Lars on Master of Puppets. These guys are such a well-oiled machine at this point. It's really tragic to lose Cliff at this point, because they were on a clear trajectory to the moon. I always think about that listening to this album, what could have been, but at the same time enjoying it for what it was. Leper Messiah. Number 8, I'm going to give a little bit of love to somebody that doesn't get a lot of love, Rick Rubin, especially for his work on Death Magnetic, but I really love the track Cyanide. The album, of course, famously like extremely loud album, Death Magnetic. Well, turn the volume down. I've never got that. It's good. Isn't it good to have it extra loud just in case? I like it. I think it's pretty interesting. I kind of like what Rick Rubin did here. I don't know if, clearly they didn't really get great acclaim. People were happy to see them free of Bob Rock. I don't mind it. I'm not a Rick Rubin hater at all. I love the track Cyanide. What took me over the edge was I was at that filming for Through the Never, and they played this on that. And it's a great performance of Cyanide. Kind of came back to Death Magnetic after realizing I liked a couple of the tracks at the live show. So Cyanide. Number 7, real balls to the wall again from Kill 'Em All. I'm going with the Four Horsemen off of, Kill 'Em All, 1983, their debut. They're definitely Queen fans. I get a lot of Brian May vibes on especially on Kill 'Em All, and like early Queen Brian May vibes on a few of these tracks. Obviously, there's many other influences on these guys, but Four Horsemen, right? All-time thrash metal anthem again. Most of the tracks from this album and the following two are. Number 6, I'm going to go with Sanitarium off of Master of Puppets. You kind of run out of descriptors for Metallica after a bit, the riffage and how complex this album is, and the time signatures and the energy that these songs exude. Welcome Home again, reminds me a bit more of One on the following album, just sort of this desperate plea song, Sanitarium. Excellent lyrics, excellent vocals from James, whole band in sync. I don't think there's a lot of bad songs on these albums to begin with. And also one of the first ones trying to play on guitar too is Sanitarium. Number 5 from Ride the Lightning 1984, I'm going with For Whom the Bell Tolls. That opening bass riff from Cliff Burton, legendary. One of the best first 30 seconds of any metal heavy song ever is For Whom the Bell Tolls. Something I always think is kind of close is 4th of July from Soundgarden. I just love the way that track opens, but this one is more iconic, obviously. Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Incredible live track. Incredible the energy that this song drums up. Number 4, I'm going with the cover of Diamond Head cover, Am I Evil? This was on my copy of Kill 'Em All that I had, or my brother's copy, sorry, of Kill 'Em All that he had when I was a kid on the CD. I don't actually have this one anymore on my copy of Am I Evil. I don't have it, or my copy of Kill 'Em All. It's not on there. Am I Evil? Great cover of one of their favorite heavy bands, Diamond Head. Number 3, I'm going with Seek and Destroy off of Kill 'Em All. Seek and Destroy. Safe to say it was my one of my early favorites as well was Seek and Destroy. It's the big song off the first album. I remember the live shit Binge and Purge box set that my brother and his roommates had over in Vancouver that I would watch it over and over and over again. Great box set. I think they do Seek and Destroy on all 3 of the concerts, or maybe just 2 of them. It's 3 concerts. Seek and Destroy. Number two was probably my favorite song as a kid for quite a long time, for Metallica anyways, Master of Puppets, the title track, Master of Puppets from 1986. Be sure to watch my Metallica album ranking episode coming up next. I mean, so cool. It got that big resurgence when it was featured in Old School, the Will Ferrell movie. Yeah, always love it. I can't believe how often you hear it now, because for a long time it was always Enter Sandman, or maybe One, or a couple of their popular pop rock songs that you'd hear all the time. But Master of Puppets gets a lot of radio play. And it's an 8-minute track. So, I mean, there's a good reason why I guess it didn't get a ton of radio play back in the day. But where's the dreams that I've been after? I just love that whole breakdown at the end. What a cool, epic song from Metallica, Master of Puppets. And number 1 on Countdown, the 25 Best Metallica Songs, also from the album Master of Puppets, Disposable Heroes. You will do what I say when I say. Back in the front. This whole album is kind of like a anti-war protest album. Just talking about generals pushing people to the front lines. Disposable Heroes, and just my favorite song all around from Metallica. You got the best lineup, and you've got 4 guys in their prime making history with every song up until this point, up until Master of Puppets for sure. This one doesn't get any radio play. Disposable Heroes is the best Metallica song of all time. Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield writing almost all Metallica tracks. Lars lead drummer, James lead guitarist and vocals. Dave Mustaine was in the band briefly in the beginning. Did write a few of the early numbers on Kill 'Em All. Cliff Burton was their original bass player, and he tragically passed after, I think they were on tour for Master of Puppets, a tragic bus accident. So they lost Cliff Burton, replaced him with Jason Newsted, who was around until 2001 when he was replaced by Robert Trujillo in 2003 until present. Also, Kurt Hammett, lead guitar player in Metallica from 1980, from the first album until present. Top 25 songs growing up. Who didn't love Metallica? I certainly did, especially as a kid. I was in that movie Through the Never, featured in that movie. See if you can catch me sweating and headbanging front row with my Master of Puppets t-shirt on. It might be a bit of a spoiler for the album's episode. Let me know what I missed. Put it in the comments below. There's always some that people are just really in love with that always miss. So let me know what those are. Remember to check out the albums episode next. Remember to check out the playlist on my channel for the top 58 Metallica tracks. Sorry, I'm a little low on facts and high on opinions. Respect to Metallica, the greatest thrash metal band of all time, hands down. We out.